Hello everyone, my name is Yuta Jazz, and we are going to do a video about. I like how I kind of got into like saying something regularly, literally the fucking same. I do it every single time, every single year. I don't know why it's like popping up so much, but it is, or popping up before we get into this reading. But I digress. It's just I kept hearing it. I'm like, I love it, and also I can't get out of it. It's just different for every 5 years that I do videos or recordings. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a synchronicity for someone. Maybe you say something over and over again the same exact way. Maybe you have like a repetitive intro. Either way, hey, how you doing? We're gonna do a reading about what people are around you physically. I know that's a weird way of saying it. That's how I wrote it down because I had a list of like, spiritually or metaphysically or some other ways or whatever. I don't know, just in general, like in different ways. And then that's how I wrote that one down. So there's going to be two episodes of this, and one of them is like what people surround you, and the other one is going to be who is around you physically, which is this one. But it's basically like what people surround you. Who around yourself do you have physically or in physical means? Um, Questions usually do change the tone of the reading or how details come across. So, yeah, we'll see the intricacy of this one. We're doing only 3 piles today apparently, which is fine by me. I guess that's 1, 2, 3. So, yeah. We have Thunder, Staff reversed, and Vision Quest. The Vision Quest reversed, because that is very important, isn't it? Maybe it's not. I don't know. But we also have Middle World and the Heart Sky reversed. I'm gonna be real. Some of y'all are transitioning out of relationships, leaving people behind. Especially those that haven't supported you in your soul's mission, destiny, or purpose, or just have not been there for you in spirit. And when I say in spirit, that means in many, many different ways. They haven't been on the same page. They might have been against you. They might have neglected your relationship, used you, thought better than you. Maybe for some of y'all, it went as far as like freaking trying to destiny swap and stuff like that. Either way, they went against your soul or spirit in some sense. They just went against your fate, your destiny, your spiritual purpose. That's literally what it's coming across as. So, good thing I checked the top and the bottom because now we have an overview and you can click off if this is not your jam because I understand if this is not your jam. Um, this is just the general top and bottom, but the thing behind it is very much like this is going to be about transitioning relationships. I don't think we're going to talk too much about people that are going to stay. If they're going to stay, I don't know what we're going to talk about that. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's about people we getting out of people's lives. So, yeah. Um pick one of the piles and we will see you over there. So, pile number one, we have Thunder with a 56, and I also stopped it on 404 to start this on like 405 or whatever. I feel like things are really, really ending and starting anew with a brand new foundation for you. So, if you've been experiencing big, deep relationship losses, that kind of would you could consider like not necessarily a loss because you're not losing something that's there for you and is for your good, right? You're losing something that is not for you and kind of against you. But if it's like really long-term friendships, if it's long-term partners, if it's your freaking spouse, right? If it's family members, it's still painful and it's still very uncomfortable and it kind of might feel like unfair or a curse or a loss, right? But if you've been having people really close to you that have never had your best interests at heart, or your like love for you and earnest, right, and kinship and proper respect, adhering to boundaries, but not just only, but actually like having love back for you or respect back for you in any damn sense, then it's not a loss, but it still might feel like that, especially through different types of deep traumatic relationships or experiences. It's really hard, right? When you have to let go of someone you cared for, loved for, maybe you thought had the same for you, but ultimately became a figure of deep betrayal or deep abuse even that you might have not seen for like years. Someone you thought you loved, but they didn't love you back. That's a tough one, isn't it? Either way, I think that like this transformation is a big, big boom. It's also leading you to meeting other people. If this didn't happen, if this relationship situation, if this companionship or partnership didn't go out of your life, you wouldn't be able to meet the next group of people that are meant for you, the next partnership that is going to be your new family. If this didn't go out, if this and this might still be happening, or this might be like a long-term breakup that's taking a while, or you're about to do like the final step, something like that is occurring as well here. But it's going to be like a whole new beginning once the storm subsides, and the storm subsiding would be like you stop talking. You actually stop talking. You move to a new place. You move to a different home or neighborhood, and actually move out of the old place, like completely. Your stuff isn't there anymore. Yeah, you don't have their number. You don't know how to contact them. They don't know how to contact you. Or you finally have that last argument or a discussion that kind of steamrolls everything that was kind of like still left unsaid or still floating in there, like completely just flattened, right? And it doesn't have room to stand on, and you can actually feel like you can do the new beginning, or you have some type of encounter and you need to grieve still. And after you're done feeling those feelings and emotions and having your own personal experience, that's when you're gonna move forward. And your whole, yeah, new beginning begins. Starts anew. Definitely seeing like new people for you, but another really cool thing is I've never noticed that these clouds here are like bowls. Two things I'm noticing for the first time ever in this card. One, it's way lighter than it's ever been. My decks, though, have had Mandela effects. I am not shitting you. I fucking know. 8-8, as I said that. So you might have went through some portals where you can start, you're gonna see some Mandela effects, or you were already noticing some shit, like things in your house that were never there are now appearing, weird scratches, and you like live alone and you've not, damaged that furniture, wall, whatever. Weird notes or stickers or other things appearing, items you've never had appearing, literally. I don't know, pavement around your house changing, something. Either way, the thing I've never noticed in this card besides the stars, which is relating to the heart sky card we had at the beginning of the reading, are the bulls here. Those are bulls. Those aren't just clouds. Those are fucking bulls. Like legit, there's horns and faces on every goddamn cloud. Very detailed. Like some of these cards are like psychedelic or they're drawn in a way where you could argue whether it's there or not. Here you can't argue because there's four of them. Literally four of them. So Stampede is coming through. Stampede, you know, I guess just like a herd coming through and taking care of business. So I think what you're having is also your spiritual team is like wiping the fucking slate clean. Your ancestry is doing some job or work up in the astral. They're like, they really don't like the people they're getting rid of for you. One particularly, at least, if it's not a unit of some sort. or the focus is on one person because out of the unit, they had the biggest potential to turn around. They were getting the most push or the biggest push to actually shift their behavior towards you. They maybe had the most love from you, and instead of repaying that, as well as how like Spirit hinted for them to do, they just didn't bother. They just, did bullshit. And so the bulls are doing a stampede to get them the fuck out of life. I don't know what that pertains to, different levels. So you discern what getting them out of the picture would be for you. I'm not a mafioso, so I'm not necessarily saying they're gonna be swimming with the fucking fishes or whatever, but I am saying that getting them out of the picture might be a bit extreme. Um, particularly, I think it's not as much like getting them out of the picture for you because they're gonna leave your life indefinitely anyway, but it's like getting them out of the picture out of a lot of things or a lot of things leaving their life in general, and just there's going to be a lot of crude endings, unraveling, just things that yeah, they're gonna just end for this person. They won't have a leg to stand on. And another thing is like they're going to need to face it all, deal with it all. No one's going to be helping them. Nothing's going to be there for them. Uh, They might actually, once you leave, might experience super bad weather in multiple different ways. When they're traveling or when they're driving, the conditions aren't going to be good. Mentally, the weather is going to be shit. Emotionally, also as well. They might start having like health hiccups of different sorts, and they're gonna need to like make significant lifestyle changes if they want to be okay. Otherwise, that might create like regular doctor visits, chronic issues of some sort. Yeah, someone really fucked up with you, fucked you over, and fucked up with you. But it's bringing you possible either romance or really good foundational relationships. So friends you can trust for a really long time or even your whole life. If it's a season or reason, it's like very, very tight, very tight. Those people are good people, like real good people in God's eyes type of thing. Even if it's just a seasonal thing. But you can trust them with anything for that season. They'll do it all. Business partners are coming through real strong. Emperors mostly. Uh, yeah, emperors mostly. So people coming at you with a good job offer, good pay for like a temporary financial deal or contract you have with them. Yeah, loads of support coming your way. That stampede though, man, those bulls are gonna go to town on this person. Gonna go to town. If you haven't, this is, I don't know, lots of shit are like is coming through this card. If you haven't had sex for a while and you've been really searching for a good time, I don't know, you're gonna have some type of good time, not necessarily just sex, but somehow for some reason that's how it came across. Don't at me. I'm just here to say the messages. That's no. Yeah, things are gonna happen in really weird ways. Oh my God. Oh, this person is gonna get humbled real bad. Real bad. Oh, fuck. This person's gonna get humbled. That's enough from that. And this is for you? Oh, this is how they feel. Oh. All right. Okay. So this person is literally being taken to spiritual court if they've done actual, like, legitimate crimes of some sort, or they can get court orders for some reason towards them, like, I don't know, parking tickets, speeding, missing some type of payment, doing dodgy shit at their work is really coming across. So not following protocol, endangering their coworkers, or actually like taking what do you call it? Taking fucking bribes, right? If they've done anything like that, if they can be like put to court either in real life in any way or just spiritually, they are being taken th there like really badly. Their ass is gonna get dragged. I know this could be also, I guess, between you and them if there is a dispute that you need to take care of, but you already know if you are going to have like that possible or not. If that's gonna happen, it's not gonna be easy for them, and I feel like they're gonna need to cop out more money than you are. But I feel like mostly it is spiritual courts, and if not, then either way you're good. Like you are going to have like a really good situation. But yeah, they're going to be really humble. They're going to be forced to see and look at how they've not done right by the contracts that they have had with you, i.e., if they had to be a provider in the family, they did not do that. That's not good. Why did they not do that? Why did they choose neglect or attachment over their own greed of money or addictions? Why did they make you take care of things in the company and the family unit and the friendship or whatever instead of actually doing their part that they needed to? Why were they also taking away options from you is coming across? Because they were, besides just like giving into toxic behavior, making you codependent, and then victimizing you over it, as well as like using circumstances to their own benefit, they literally they literally were taking away options from you as well. They were limiting your life in terms of like resources. You might have always like felt like your money was just going, in and out right away when you were around this person or when you were living with them or whatever. Even if they might have been paying for shit, it's kind of like, why do I not have money when I'm with this person or around them? What the fuck? Um, if it is home, then obviously the home was mismanaged because of them, and you had to do maybe more either housework or like building it up somehow. You had to invest into that. Maintenance of any sort, you had to invest into that. Um, Maybe you felt like you were so shackled and the opportunity to live by yourself or with some other people, that you felt obliged to live with this person. Maybe they made you feel like you needed to like look after them or take care of them. Yeah, either way, like they were taking away options of home, a good stable home, looking to better and higher career options and obligations you could have for yourself, right? And also resource management of like mostly money, probably. But whatever resource might be coming to mind, that's yeah. So they're gonna need to out all of this if they hide anything, because this is already very much known to whatever law court they are going to go to. That's also going to go against their ass. Is they're going to be hiding the truth, right? Trying to get away with less, and then the court is going to be like, okay, so this is what you just lied about, or this is what you just didn't mention, although you knew that you did this, and we have everything on report, so your ass is grass now. Ooh. Yeah, they're not going to have an easy time in court. Yeah, they're not. Ultimately, this person made you feel like you were worthless. Your dreams and aspirations weren't important. They were not going to benefit you in any way, and that you weren't attractive. You couldn't like primarily you couldn't go after the things that actually made you happy or made you like feel like you were interesting, smart, or you could make things work, or how you could like follow your dreams and passions and be recognized for your true talents and abilities and gifts. But besides that, they literally made you unseen. They isolated you. They put you away into looking less attractive in multiple ways, and that can be like different for everyone. So neglect obviously like can translate to you having low self-esteem, and so not being seen for your true character or personality, but also it could be, translating to health. It could also be like you're so overwhelmed with this whole scenario and an experience that you're isolating yourself. Either way, you're not seen valuable, and your dreams aren't coming to fruition, and you yourself might have felt like you were losing the fire and the passion for life and making something of yourself and being happy and being like full of life and soulful and really trusting yourself. Dating again is coming through is like that had a really big fucking impact from this. So dramatic relationships were more dramatic than they needed to be because of this. Issues dating and having like partnerships happen were an issue because of this as well. And just like good friendships were also manipulated through this. Like you couldn't make your own new life or family. Okay, Spirit. What else? What else? Good thing this is going away, eh? Can we have some... Okay, okay. I was getting worried there. I'm like, how much are we gonna talk about the shit that didn't go right? Can we talk about shit that is gonna go right? So this person really put you out of whack within yourself, like you were really unbalanced because these two cards are speaking to the masculine and to the feminine. So you couldn't feel like one, you could take care of business in general, like you didn't have energy to act, you were constantly fatigued, you couldn't like keep things the way you wanted them, you couldn't achieve at work or in employment the way you wanted to. You couldn't get, I don't know, like either a car, a home, stuff like that, right? Like you didn't have the energy to go out there and do things and actually like get more under your belt. And besides that, you felt like you didn't have space or room to really unravel and nurture yourself and sit in feminine energy where you're actually like taking care of yourself or breaking down in a healthy space or environment or where you can actually relax and trust yourself. You felt like you just were unsafe, like you were really unsafe and constantly running on empty. And no one was gonna look after you except for you, but that was like getting scary too, 'cause like obviously in such a high stress situation, it's like how the fuck am I going to look after myself, keep going and doing the things I need to do when I don't feel like I can do either of those things, right? Yeah, you were like low priority. They were high priority, and you couldn't look after yourself in any way. Maybe it was almost like you were even investing more in them than yourself because they were putting themselves like above you. Through maybe, manipulation ta tactics, they also made you forget yourself. Energetically, maybe you were charged to focus on them instead of yourself as well. Like, yeah, there was many ways of how this played out. Um, for face value, it looked like it was like a happy family at some points or a happy home or trustworthy people, but then when you really looked at how you were living your life and how it was happening, it was obvious that you were low priority. You weren't important, no one was listening to you, no one was looking after you, no one was helping you, and also you were literally struggling to live and feel like you're living. So moving on to the point of how they were making you not see yourself and not be aware of this and not be like focusing on how much growth you were doing, even under like these really tough circumstances, because you were improving. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Otherwise, this wouldn't be breaking down. You wouldn't be getting this reading. But you were doing a lot of like work in between of all of this. It's just that they made it. impossible for you to see that and impossible for you to see opportunities you could take to get away from them, which kind of worked out because now this is like wrapped up with a really pretty bow and will never happen in future lifetimes even. This is not gonna reoccur for you with them or other people. They also made it like impossible basically for you to manifest your way out of it because they were so hyper attached to you and sucking on your energy and putting you in this dark place and dark box where you can't see yourself, you can't understand your own value, right? But also like you can't focus out. Like nothing's happening. Every time you try and manifest something new or create something new or go out there and create something amazing or build on yourself, like it was falling flat, right? And you were trying to get away, but you couldn't escape this. The thing is, I think there were multiple options of how this could have went down throughout the history of you being involved with these people or this person, but ultimately it was kind of added up so you don't just get away and escape. It's more like you completely end this and close this out was always the intent. You could have done it a couple of few different ways, but I feel like this way was finalizing it so well. So there's no gaps in the foundation, there's no gaps in the wall, there's no loose bits of energy. Like none of this is going to come with you. All of this is closed out. All of this has ended. There's nothing you're going to have coming through with you. So you won't need to escape because this is never happening. Like you're done. You're going to be living your own new life. And the thing is, you were always meant to live a whole new happy life. You were never meant to stay here. It was always meant to empower you and bring you closer to yourself. Yeah, a lot of it was hidden, and a lot of it was hidden so this success could be secured, but also like everything was drafted up to either hit like the lowest rank of you getting out of this toxic spiritual entanglement, because this is multiple lives for sure, if not just this one, being the most heaviest of all of them. Either way, honestly, multiple lifetimes. Yeah, some of you, this is like really deep soul family. I'm sorry about that. It really fucking sucks when it's close to home like that. But it was always kind of like if you can make it the whole race, do the whole thing instead of like outing on the first exit you're gonna find in life, because we want to get this bitch for everything, basically, is how I think things were set up. Your ancestry really wanted this to really be atoned for because there was some shit that this also caused in the ancestry. But now it's all broken up, so everyone can move on with their life. Ultimately, I want to say I'm very sorry for what you've experienced and what you went through. You did not deserve this. This person was a fucking asshole. They knew better. They could have done better for sure. And they thought that they loved you, but if you would lay everything out in front of them, they would understand, I feel like, that no, they weren't loving on you. They probably actually hated you if you could just, push it forward, right? But they just wouldn't admit that. They would still do a flippity flip and turn it around to you being a problem. So no actual loss. You're winning at life from this. You did go through a lot though. There's no lie about that. So Spirit, what are we? Okay, let's get like a ender of some sort. Okay. This person is not going to live in your mind rent free. They're not going to have like a mental grip on you. They're not going to have they're not going to have power over you. I feel like the thing is like mentally this is tough because they were a part of so many life experiences. Maybe you grew up with this person. Maybe you fucking created a family and you really wanted a damn family, right? Whatever the case is, once this is done, as we were talking at the beginning, they won't be able to mentally occupy your energy. Yeah, they might try and telepathically connect every now and again, but when you'll say no, you'll forget about them in that moment at all, like right away if you want to, and they'll have to just stay stuck in their own mind about you, and you will not be bothered about that. But yeah, they're gonna stay stuck. You're not. You're going to be free of their memory if you'll want that to be the case. Yeah, there's going to maybe be like one or two things on a Mercury retrograde or some other like moment in time that like comes up, or maybe you accidentally find a photo that's super old and you didn't want to find that photo in the future and you're like, I don't know, it's 20 years past. But you'll be able to completely close that out and block that out or stop thinking about it. They are not going to have this mental grip on you that currently I feel like it feels like inescapable for some of you. Like, I don't think I can stop thinking about them, or I don't think this trauma from them is going to go away. I'm afraid that this is going to stay with me forever, basically. Like, I'm afraid that this isn't going to go away. It is. It is. I feel like I need to promise this to you. Like, I promise this is gonna go away. You just need to believe in your own safety from this and that it's done and that you're okay to not ever think about them ever again. You don't owe them shit. You don't need to do any of this. They don't deserve you. They don't, 3131 as I say that as well. They don't deserve to have any room or space in your mind and in your heart no more. If you still need to resolve something within you for yourself, that's a whole different story. But when it comes to them having either power over you or having telepathic connection or energetic entanglement or some other like, I don't know, voodoo bullshit thing or just personal trauma, mental like brainwashing of some sort, it is going to dissipate, is gonna go away as long as you don't have anything stuck for you and you can let it go. Once this is done, it's not supposed to stick to you is how it's coming across. They are not supposed to worry you or occupy your mind. They're gonna go away. And if anything, make a plan with spirit. They'll help you like have it trickle out in the most easiest and passive ways to you for you if this is like a really big wound. But I feel like most of you, it's kind of like you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Worst case scenario, one, two things, but I doubt that even. It's being pushed forward of like, no, this is gonna be good. Don't worry. Like they're not gonna be a ghost over your, like a shadow over your life. Spirit has spoken. Upper world, literally, with the everything. It's spirit. For me, this is like a higher consciousness card, so usually like angels, God, source, higher ancestry, uh, ascended masters as well, your own higher self. But it's more like the unity consciousness of benevolence behind everyone, so in higher realms. Yeah, nope, nope, nope. This is not gonna have like no emotional, spiritual, mental connection in the future. That's it. It's done. So, oops. Let's just cover that. I don't feel like it. So, that was your reading. I'm sorry, darling, but congratulations for making it through this fucking horrible situation and making the most out of it, honestly. I wish you total happiness with the new relationships coming in. Make the most out of it. Enjoy it for everything you can. Love the people you're gonna be now meeting because, like, you literally broke the everything just to create this new new beginning that's going to be completely different. It's going to be like actual real love and real relationships, real connections, and real community vibes that you can trust and are there for you, even if they're temporary or transitional or just there for you to be helped, honestly, or you to be looked after, you to have a leg up. Like these people aren't going to worry about you coming and going in their lives. They're going to be happy that they can help you ascend to where you need to go and create whatever you need to create from this. Because I feel like you need to create something with or from this, even if it's just a total fresh start or maybe writing a fucking book. But whatever it is, you know, let it fuel you if you want to. And if not, just start living a whole new life. You deserve it. So. Thank you. I'm gonna move on to pile number two. I appreciate you and I wish you the very best, either in, just having a good day or coping through it. And I hope to see you next time. Hello, pile number two. We're gonna get into it. You got the staff reversed, which also breaks down to a 6 from the 15, right? No, it's a 51, so it's still a 6 though. Um, I know, right? I don't know. I feel like I gotta sit with it. I feel like I gotta sit with it. People that wouldn't just wouldn't let you go and wouldn't let you have your own fucking way. Whoa, okay. Interesting. Not what I would have expected from the staff. But still adds up and lines up. Literally people that were trying to fucking claw you back into the pits of your own goddamn nightmares and hell. Whoa. You had some people out there for you. So some of you have them out of your life, and I feel like you're aware of who they were, and some of you are kind of ignorant that those people were as bad as they were, and others of you are like, yeah, I'm in the midst of like getting them out of my fucking life, and I'm so pissed off, and I'm quite hateful about what I went through, and that they're literally trying to drag me back. What the fuck? Like, I just want to leave. They don't deserve to be about me or around my life. I don't deserve to have them in my goddamn timeline either. Like, I've ascended. I've done my fucking shit. I've done my job. Why are they still here? Why can't they still bother me? Why do I still feel this shit? What the fuck? Why? Is what I'm getting. Let's get into it. Let's figure it out. Whew. Mystics, I gotta call it. I feel like y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Spell work. Yep, spell work. We gonna leave it. We gonna leave it. Ooh, I feel like there's a lot of release and a lot of fire energy. I feel like I wanna, yeah, fire energy. You know how it feels. You're being protected from these people, and they're still going through spiritual trials. Some of them are racking up their tab of karma and bullshit, and others of them are being tested and how far do they go when they know that they're wrong. I think all of them already missed the mark of like taking the easier road out or over. They had so many options, they never really took it to begin with, and now it's like all of the things they're doing is just counting up like a tally and a karmic rapport for them. So yes, you do not deserve this. Yes, this should have stopped already, but the world is still splitting apart. So I'm like sometimes when I need to give these messages, I'm like, but then spirit pushes me. So light workers that are kind of going through this type of thing are literally a baseline for new experiences to be had in the future by people that will be ascending, waking up, or getting integrated into becoming a light worker or integrated into the new world. It just, for some people, it's never going to be spiritual or woo woo, but it's still going to be a real experience. Like they're still going to have to go through the process everyone's going through, especially if they want to live a happy, healthy life or change or become better, or in general, like join the fun group over there that is creating something new of a world that's never been yet before, instead of like the old karmic cycles and new themes and new ways that aren't really new. Like, we've lived through them in other realms, dimensions, or worlds, or history of creation. So basically, you're still like creating this possible vibe pocket that people can sign up to experience, instead of like trying to figure out their own lives for themselves. That's like most light workers. They're either creating like the new baseline while they're going through this, so they're like the first people to be digging the beginning, or the whatever bottom of the hole, to China, or to, whatever other part of the damn planet. And as well, it's also like, how do you get there within your own vehicle of, your body, your mental experience, your emotional experience? Most of you have to be some type of spiritual, or witch, or wizard, or whatever, or warlock, whatever you resonate with. But as you're making this new pocket, either as being the person that digs, or the person that tries and keeps their shit together while life is happening, or everything at once, or kind of like being an experimental guiding light, that's an interesting one. So, where can this have pitfalls, or fall apart, or just be a problem? I don't know how you're doing that. It's probably involving a lot of parallel realities, timeline jumping, I don't know, portals? I guess portals, yeah. You might be having a really crazy life then, or a very stagnant life where you're kind of constantly meditating in some way, or creating, or doing things, and in your mind it's like portals constantly going off on different possibilities and scenarios. And you're like, oh, well, it could have played out this and that, and da da da, and maybe you're just seeing reality from so many different avenues. Kudos to you. That's a brain capacity volume thing that's very admirable. Either way, you're helping you're helping the new reality really be like tight knit, perfected, and you're also really helping people that are not going to be prepared to go through shit and feel prepared. You're also going to really help, you're already helping like create like really good safety nets for certain souls, but there's more to it. Like, you're just assisting the ascension process while you're having all of this dramatic bullshit happening in multiple different ways. Some of you are facing really, really big entities. I'm just gonna need to be straight up honest about that. What big entities, you should already know. I'm not here to read that. There's so many different possibilities on that crap, so you could be facing multiple. Let's be real. Let's be real. And entities in, yeah, anyway. Moving on. Moving forward. Moving on. You're gonna get through this portal, is just kind of like how I've been saying recently. Portals sound fun, or look fun in media, or shows, or video games. They're very much efficient and cool in video games because you don't need to worry about making the trek. You can just portal your way out, right? And you're there. You're in town. You can refresh. You can do this. Da da da. In real life, when you're portaling to a place that hasn't been created even before, with a bunch of other beings that are literally creating a whole new world or foundation to anchor into and portal into. Um, Usually it's more like the sense of you being disassembled and put back together, right? So that's why it feels this way. Also, you're purifying densities and inconsistencies within your own self, within reality and how magic works, especially psychic warfare. I said what I said. I had to. And also how like witchcraft and shit like that is gonna work going forward, because the old games aren't gonna be fun no more, and they need to be very much more particular. They can't be loosey-goosey. Like, you need to be mentally acute in what you are doing in terms of like intention and spell work and other things. So if you've been struggling with some of your rituals or protection or other things, it's because you need to visualize and feel it more in the astral as you're doing it. So be more detailed. Don't just say you're creating a barrier around your home, right? Literally do that barrier through visualization and feeling, um, more so than just leaving it as like a spell or a word play, right? Or just a visualization, like actually sit in the astral feeling space of it. Extend your consciousness to that aspect of your aura. Do whatever like it works for you. I don't know, everyone's different, right? But you need to feel it to your core for it to work these days instead of just going off the Rolodex of your abilities and psychic quips and shit like that. Like, intention really matters these days, and like fully feeling it and going through that experience. I feel like we're already moving some shit. I don't know why or how, but we are moving some stuff. Overall, a lot of you are exposing the shadow of the golden light. So, especially for angelics who are feeling a lot of psychic attacks. I don't know, some weird noises came from my neighbors. Especially if you're like an angelic being or one that connects with angelics and feeling a lot of like psychic attacks and you have not been psychically attacking or cursing or hexing other people. They're just rolling around with a skateboard or something. Sorry. It's really distracting because I can hear it. Um, it's because you were exposing the shadow of, I don't know, councils, fucking heaven. I don't know, whatever you believe. Good uh beings that everyone think are just nice and fluffy, like fairies or something, right? And they're actually not. They're kind of fucked up and they have a bunch of corruption of their own. You literally are exposing like a lot of that. So good on you for exposing the golden light shadow, or literally how light beings aren't all just light. A lot of them can be full of themselves or egocentric and abusive, and there's a bunch of corruption happening in other dimensions and realms and kingdoms across creation that most people do not know about. But still, it really has, a big impact or a huge purpose in life. So, um, some of you are doing some type of like God's work. Others of you are really deep in working with Source. Like the actual consciousness of Source speaks to you about some shit. I don't know, everyone's special here. And when I say special, it's like it's a particular unique task that you have, and all of those tasks are going to be like put together. It's like a family business, but everyone has a different branch, and then obviously the whole freaking business evolves in a sense. Okay, Spirit, anything else? I swear the Indian cross doesn't always have messages like this, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Three off the top, please. Okay. Your harvest is coming for sure. Oh, you stopped believing in that though. Ta-da! I feel like this is spirit being like, okay, so this is how you think it is, but this is what it is actually like. So the promises of harvest haven't come yet because there's still a lot of work being done, and this group of people are really the ones that are doing the heavy lifting and the shit no one really wants to do. Or you're like particularly trained and attuned to do this. Maybe you have like a really high threshold for pain of multiple different types and varieties, specifically psychic experiences and not feeling like you're insane and still managing your family, your business, having a goddamn job, maybe just being a super weird manifester or being able to live a unique, different life in the society that we have, right? And still doing the spiritual work that needs to be happening and you need to be doing because everyone, like, is pitching in here. You're not alone. You're not alone. I feel like I really needed to say that. Also, I feel like your guides want to let you know and your spiritual team, like, you're not alone. We're also doing our shit on our side, and we know you know. Some of you don't care that much because it doesn't seem big, but everyone's like fighting the good fight or building the new build, and it is like everyone's working, no one's a slacker here. So they're just reminding you to have faith because faith really, really helps morale, and it's really important. That's the biggest commodity and resource and energy is an incarnate souls, especially if you're like into magic this much, input and response and how you feel about things and how do you talk about your guides or God or source or magic or that your harvest is coming instead of like it's not shown up yet, what the fuck, right? It's like believe that it's coming, because spirit hasn't forsaken you. They've not forgotten you. Yeah, things are taking longer because things are getting figured out and nooks and crannies are being figured out, but also you're doing everything right. You're not being punished for something. Some of you might literally be manipulated mentally into thinking that you're not good enough. Like your old wounds are opening up, or like a depression is coming over you, or you're losing faith, or lacking like strength, or doubting your path, or doubting this whole experience of like being so high and spiritual and all the rest. Like, no, 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 no. That's usually a bit of a sign of spell work if you can keep your vibes high and work with your guides and, source and other energies, but it keeps being like pegged down and pegged down and pegged down, and you know that you've worked through those wounds or that you're closing them out currently. Remember that you are true or correct on having psychic warfare experiences and do just try everything before you give in to those feelings. And if you do need to heal and clear and I don't know, like purge something out of yourself, then sure, like face yourself first. It's good to see yourself as like one of the first things to deal with or work through, but also understand like there are people that are trying to take it down mentally because they just don't feel good at all, and they'll feel better if they know that they can take away your pride or happiness or trust in self or your faith. Because if they're going down, at least they're gonna take someone down with them, right? Or they're that pissed off at you getting away from their toxic bullshit or something. I don't know. There's many different scenarios on, why people don't want other people to be happy. It's just a reality. It's actually true. It's normal. Just because you're spiritual and believe in higher vibes and forces doesn't need to mean that you're ignoring the reality and truth that some people are rotten and they're assholes and they're out to get you and they don't need to be your focus or the vocal point in your life and reality, but keeping up prayer and spiritual hygiene and trusting your gut and moving through this the best you can until it's done, it's closed, it's a done deal is okay, just like don't ignore the promise that spirit is giving you that you are going to have really good rewards and a harvest from this because I feel like all of you are owed like profit or a reward type of thing, or like you put this much effort into your seeds and growing something and etc., and also being such a big player or part of the ascension process and evolution of Earth and yourself primarily, that it's like you knew you were going on to something bigger and better, right? But it's like you need to see it through the end, and it doesn't really get easier the closer you get to it. If anything, it gets more tough. And trust the signs of transformation. Ask for reinforcement in confidence if you need that. But primarily, you need to be your own your own guiding light, your own spiritual sign, your own faith walking, your own living, breathing confident, trustful self that you are doing what you're doing. You're not insane. Everything's fine. You're okay. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, it's tough, but you're succeeding. You have so many results. You have so much profit. You have something to be grateful for. You did what you said you were gonna do. You know, you signed up for something great, not just challenging, but for something great. And this is like a lifetime of yours you can really look back on and be proud of. Because you did so much. Like most people wouldn't be daring to like, I don't know, take down a whole toxic council of like, I don't know, intergalactics, right? While they're living a human experience in 2025/4. Not everyone would agree to face the irregularities of what it means to be wholly faithful or to be high vibing and ascending, or to be multidimensional in a healthy way, or what is light and dissecting that shit just so we can have a whole new way of actually expressing that, or finding light in the deepest darkness so we can actually have a healthy embodiment of darkness again instead of it just being like this toxic cesspool of like, abuse and negativity. Wherever you fall within this journey, please remember you're doing great, honey. You're amazing. Everything's fine. Your harvest will come. And this is just a friendly reminder of that. And also a big thank you from like I feel like the spiritual world more so than, anyone specific or particular. This is like a reminder of like you're doing great. We're thankful from the spiritual world because we couldn't fix it from this side. You went from the shitty side, not completely, but it's kind of like, you know what we mean, to really sort out the potholes in this road. And that's, it's good on you. Don't get ignorant. Don't get bogged down by the mental health aspect of it. Do please look after yourself. Do what you need to do. For anyone dealing with like toxic temptations or addictions, don't give in. It's only going to make it feel worse. This is just a warning. If you've been having these pulls, also coming from past relationships slash sorcery or spell work, because it will lower your vibration. You've ascended so much now if you haven't been doing smoking, drinking, sugar, I don't know, something dietary or a specific action of some sort, activity that wasn't good for you, and now you'd go back to it, you'd feel like shit the next morning. Um, I recently gave in. I do not recommend it to anyone. So just know that it's gonna feel better. Ask for your guides to do some help, or to remind you of the good feelings, or to, for a moment, even bring you back to center. So then you can do what you need with your intention and spell work or prayer to rebuke those energies that are trying to affect you. Clear and cleanse your home regularly. Remove energies that are trying to spy on you or trying to come into your space, or that they are like floating outside of your space. I think that really helps is looking at them so you can see them, like shining light on their actions so you can see where they are. If you know you can do it, do it. If you feel like it's dangerous for you, don't. If it's only like protection and clearing on yourself that you need to do, fair enough. But if nothing works and everything falls and fails, then look at them, see them for their bullshit, call them out, be honest and truthful. Don't be hating or fighting them. Just be like shining so much light and understanding in your own sense of just like being in alignment with love that it literally burns them away from you. It literally is like them freaking out about being seen. If you've ever been on the dark path or you've been an asshole, you know how it feels when someone calls you out for being a liar or doing something wrong. And usually you get away with it and everyone's like, "Oh, you're so great." But then there's one person that literally looks at you and you're like, "I feel fucking naked and terrified." Do that. Make them feel naked and terrified and with their ass out in the clouds. And it'll be better, I promise you, because they can't stand being seen for who they are and what they are and where they're lacking love and where they need to ascend or become of love and where they need to get over themselves and they are actually disempowered, but they're trying to oppress you. That really does work. You just need to look at them long enough, see everything. It's annoying because you're kind of like you feel like you're wasting your time or you'd prefer doing something else, but it works. So, with everything else, expand your understanding if you need to. If this is like your first time going through spiritual stuff and you haven't learned everything, go pick up a book. I wanted to say, do some research, have some type of meditation session with your guides, ask your ancestors to show you some tricks, have some weird experiences where you do shit that looks crazy in your house but is actually making you feel better. Um, I don't know. Close some portals in your home. Stuff like that, yeah. Throw some shit out that feels like it's just not worth keeping anymore. Experiment. But yeah, you're making the new come alive, and uh, you're doing it great. You're actually doing really well. You are transforming continuously throughout this whole entire time. The new reality is going to be here any day now. But it is kind of like we're figuring everything out as much as we can before we rush into just relaxing and enjoying ourselves for a bit before the new work comes in. And we can't rush the process because it's not going to be good for the body. It's literally not going to be good for the body or mentally or emotionally or spiritually. But it is like there's good stuff coming in, and you're going to have your harvest, and you know what the reward is, and you know it's worth it. And this is leading to ultimate stability. I wanted just one card, but they said like do three. Yeah, you're not gonna need to be doing this for any like much longer. Um, yes, there's stagnation and you can't be moving and doing things just willy-nilly, passionately. You feel like you can't have fun, but ultimately, this is gonna be really good. It is gonna be a release of the stress when the time will be right. It's just kind of like working so focused and intently, and you're gonna have your freedom and you're gonna be out of work when the time is gonna be right. If I feel like some of you need to express yourself about this journey. If you've been avoiding journaling, journal, make videos to yourself on your phone. See if you have spiritual friends you can talk to, even if it's astrally, it does help still. Paint, write on your PC. Uh, yeah, drawing. Having walks, but like spiritual walks. Um, in general, however you need to express this, express it. Maybe, you have a really good therapist you can trust like astrally, but they're a muggle in real life. See if you can merge the therapy there so you can express the stress in a healthy way that helps you be seen for who you are and what you're going through instead of all of it being so suffocated. If you don't have a creative outlet, look into getting one because even if it's not for the point of like being successful or seen or profitable or whatever, it's important for one, you're a Akash currently, your soul house to be purged of some shit too. Um, and also, it's gonna go into a very special part of the library. And lastly, the most important part about it is it's an outlet. It's literally an alchemical outlet. It's you being seen by you. It's you giving yourself space. It's you giving yourself right to express yourself over this, have everything, this whole experience, and you trusting yourself for it, you loving yourself, respecting yourself for it, instead of just being like, I'll keep it to myself, it's just in my head, or, I need to stay so focused and laser like tuned in. because at the end of the day, one, you're human, but two, you're a multidimensional being that has feelings and thoughts and your own volume and your own levels of and thresholds of like stress. And you need to embody that with like a divine honoring of your own soul and self and your experience, you know? Admitting it's real on a level is really important. Admitting that it matters is really important. Don't take away your voice, your self-expression. Um, be creative for you. Doesn't matter if anyone's gonna see it and receive it or hear it or truly believe it. You expressing is the beauty behind your soul, you know? It's the beauty behind you being real, because you are. Like, everything about you is real within this experience, regardless of what you're going through. It's if it's real to you, if you feel it, it's fucking real. So, yeah. I'll I'll get there. I'll get there. Keep on. Keep on keeping on. Hey. Okay, Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck is a fucking beautiful goddamn thing to leave off the reading with. That made me so happy because we have the sun, the beauty way on the top and bottom, like harvest. We have all the cards that speak to reward and I wanted to say retribution, although I don't really use words like that. So yeah, soothe yourself the best you can. Look after yourself, express yourself, be seen or don't be seen, but see yourself, you know, give space to yourself and know that victory is coming. Yes, it's gonna all make sense if you're cloudy. Yes, you're getting your harvest. Yes, there's gonna be rewards and profit. And no, those bitches can't do shit anyway. They just trying to scream as much as they can because the only consolation prize they can have currently right now is basically, I definitely pissed some people off saying all of that, is dragging whoever they feel like they can drag down with them instead of letting them fly away and ascend to better and higher heights that they could have possibly been a part of. I'm not gonna lie, some people here just chose the dark path when they had a special seat in the light path or in the path that was gonna be like things working out instead of things crumbling down and being fucking shit um, or constricted. So if you're mad, not my problem. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you'll appreciate yourself too. And, you know, keep on being who you are because you're amazing. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Hi, hi. These dropped out while I was just like reshuffling this deck. So you picked the Vision Quest. Sorry, last reading was a big fucking whole deep thing, which you might actually be coming from that reading. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe some of you just left this running and are like, maybe this has messages for me. I feel like that's especially calling you out. That yeah, this probably might. But if you didn't, this is just like a less woo-woo reading that's kind of the same as the last one. Maybe this is just reminding you to indulge in your multidimensional spiritual self that is super, you know, woo-woo. If you're an angelic, that kind of does go out to you. And go check out pile number 2, because that's way mystics and way witchy. That's probably one of my most spiritual readings I've fucking done on this channel. I'm gonna be real honest. That being said, the same message for this pile as the previous pile is we're talking about people, or is it the, yeah, no, I guess, yeah, a little bit, I don't fucking remember. Um, People that try to take away, yeah, the part of like taking away options and like, um, not having you go wherever you need to go. I guess that's actually from the last two piles in general. But there's something different about this. It's like not letting you close out cycles You not having options to go forward with, and you not really seeing your own worth in making do with what you can or what you have, but also making it like work for you, and you can make anything happen. You can choose anything and it's gonna work out. You are so magical that you can say, end now, stop, I don't want to have this, I do not deserve this, this is not me, this is not for me. Um, and that, you have more options out there. You don't need to stay stuck with these people, this group, this person, this spouse, this institution, this workplace. I feel like this can be anyone, anything, any social interaction group, whatever it is. But basically, they wanted to restart shit with you. They didn't want you to close this cycle out. They didn't want you to go off and explore yourself and see your many different options. They just wanted you to just stay where you are and fucking be happy with the little shitty amount of respect that they were not even giving you. I wanted to say maybe they were giving you some breadcrumbs or some other stuff, but it's like, no, they weren't even giving you the little bit of respect that you deserved. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are coming from pile number two to kind of get more peace and explanation. Because the last pile wasn't talking about the other group of people. It was talking about keep going, keep the vision, and don't forget yourself. Which sometimes that happens. I wanted to mention it, but like Spirit literally just kept steamrolling. Um, yeah, so you might be having like experiences of either being cyberbullied, stalked in your dreams by people you've left, people trying to telepathically connect with you in vibes, and you just keep blanking and pushing it away because you don't want experiences with them, but they're trying to manifest something with you. Because I feel a lot of waves of energy of like you might be getting headaches with memories. You might just be having memories. You might have weird flashes of people, your phone glitches, and there's that photo of you and them. Someone says an exact phrase that this person or people you left said. Um, Stuff like that. There's a lot of like manipulation coming through in energetical ways because you have cut cords, you have closed cycles, you have made it so there's nothing restarting or resurfacing, and you have made it like so there's no options with these people or this person. You have options coming, but all of the options that would possibly lead anywhere back, those are all gone. All the bridges are burned. You're done. You're done. All like, because the thing is with these people, sorry, I feel like I'm holding away like fucking energy that's literally like beratingly coming in and like, "Wah, wah, wah, wah." Okay, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for keeping that shitty fucking energy and headache and pain away. I don't want nothing to do with them. Oh, because there's a lot of people that really didn't like the way you were expressing yourself because you were making them feel like they were less than you. Um, you had high hopes, high dreams, high ambitions, high goals with these people. And they said, yeah, 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 sure, let's go do that and let's have this together. And then they kind of like knocked you fucking down. And all of the future visions you had with them went away. They just got kaputted. Um, yeah, it's really interesting because some of these people you thought were going to build businesses with you, others of you thought you were going to have happy homes and happy lives with you. Others of you, you were like, this is my clique, this is my friendship group, you know? There's just so much like energy being pushed towards me, and I'm not I'm not happy about it, but I feel like Spirit is like, keep going. We're not stopping. So that's really interesting. Um, but yeah, you wanted to create something great with them. You you told your dreams to these people. You actually like shared sensitive information about your aspirations or what you wanted from life, and you wanted them to be a part of that life. You wanted them to be a part of your new world. You really desire companionship and transparency from them, and you did not get that. Jokes on them. Everything you experienced with them was just leading basically to this being annexed, is what I heard, because we have a progression of numbers 6, 7, 8. So it was always going to get to a point where it was a complete finalization. I think the 8 is also speaking to it being like one with the 6 it wasn't nurtured, but the 8 is also speaking to it like being cut off in infinity. So future contracts with these people are not going to be drafted. You're not a part of the same soul family. You're not going to be connecting in multiple different timelines slash lifetimes going forward. Like contracts are burned and done. Some of the books you had together, like life books, are gone. They are never gonna be read or seen by anyone. That energy got released, completely destroyed and released. If you have some trinkets, I would recommend letting them go because it's just not gonna feel good. And trinkets are physical items or spiritual items, so you can figure that out if you want to. And if you're releasing a spiritual trinket, it feels like an emotional topic you have in your hands. You could like touch it if it was there, physically, and it's not, but you feel it so tight that it's like if you would visualize letting yourself go of that thought or memory or emotion, you literally might feel like a gust of heavy air leaves your body or tension releases or emotionally you want to cry for like a few seconds and then you're over it, you're just fine. Um, it might feel like an item you actually let go of, but it's not there. So that's spiritual trinkets. But yeah, you just wanted to make something better with these people. You led them into your sensitive dark past. You shared your dark past with them. You shared your dreams and aspirations. You were looking to building a better future with them. The thing is, you found them during a dark period in your life or just after a dark period or in between of them. Mostly in between of them, I feel like. Not after a dark period. In between of them or in a dark period. You thought that they were someone you could get out of that dark period with, or you could build a whole new life and timeline with. You could actually escape with them. You shared your dreams, your sadness, your, darkness, your regrettable past, or just the like deep pain and trauma you had in like the current present at some point, and you really thought they were gonna help you like eclipse it out, like get it out, leave it, forget about it. You hope that it was gonna help you forget about it or get closure emotionally about it, and they did not do that. They did not help at all. If anything, they made it fucking worse. They literally kind of while you were around, you made their life better, but they made you feel alone, like you were encased in your darkness. Like you were having to struggle and gain strength with it yourself, and you were just going through the motions. And I want to say again for some of you, so I think you might have had like a reoccurring experience of like having people in your life. Sorry for the moving camera. I'm literally channeling while I'm talking, and I have my like, my hand like propped on the fucking table like that. But you might have had people that kind of made you feel alone when you were with them regularly, repeatedly, and they left you to deal with your problems, but you would actually help them deal with their problems, and it was like a reoccurring theme in your life, and it was actually because of these people you recently left. It wasn't just because of the people that made you feel like that the very first time. Those people were like trigger points. They kind of just like booped the energy to actually like create it as a reoccurring reality, but the root cause energetically, spiritually, were these people because that you just left or closed cycles out with, or you aren't opening cycles up with, or whatever. Whoever this means to be for you, I think this is recent. And recent can be a couple of months, weeks, days, to like 2 years. Whoever the recent big, vulnerable, close, you know, like life and friendship or family or whatever experience you had with like that the one or few people you're thinking about that relate to this vibe that really cut the deepest or were the most meaningful or you had the most like the biggest hopes and dreams with or whatever, those people. So figure that out for yourself, but I feel like most of you know who or what we're talking about here. So yeah, I feel like I need to read these cards out. So my fearless freedom lights up the world, and the presence of love will always cast out fear. So yeah, they just made you feel isolated with it. They were the root cause. They were the karmics, I guess you could say, that kept this narrative going. And because it was already a thing for you in your life before you met them, they just dug into them, that thing or that aspect of energy to claw and to really like fucking buckle down on it. Some of these people might have made you feel, or this person might have made you feel more tapped in with yourself, but actually they were manipulating you energetically. Um, or in your mind or emotionally. So you felt more confident around them, but you weren't actually more confident in general. You just thought you were, but that was kind of like because there was entanglement and mirroring and dancing together in that energy and like, oh, it's kind of like if you know the environment you're in, you're gonna feel like you know it well, right? But or that you're tuned into your senses, right? But actually you just know the environment. You're not that well maybe tuned into your senses. Um, if you would be in a different space and place, having to hone those skills yourself and really employ them just from yourself instead of having like these things that made you feel familiar or comfortable or connected or made you think that, you'd have a different experience where you actually like clock into being actually connected. I hope that made sense. It feels like it didn't, but intuitionally, the way I would explain it is like you felt like you were tapped into with them when you were around them, but then after they left, it made you feel murky and icky, and like you weren't tapped into your senses or your like metaphysical abilities, and it was actually because you weren't around them and you started noticing where they had blocks around you or manipulations or energetical attachments that made you feel tapped in. But really, it's kind of like after you go through all of that clear and cleanse and find yourself again, you will feel like yourself, like you're tuned in and tapped in. It wasn't because of those people. It was always because you already had it within you, but it was kind of like murkied up, it was neglected, it was used and abused, so you wouldn't be using those skills. I think that's easier to use for other aspects as well, not just intuition. So I believe you're smart enough to put together the message that's coming across for you. Um, the universe works fast when I'm having fun. So clearing and cleansing from these people might have been a bit difficult and hard recently. Might have felt even more difficult and hard, but you've done the hard work and like the universe commends you for it. Happy times are coming. You've opened up to your true soul family and soulmates because of it. You're actually you're actually realigning with who you truly are, how you truly are, how you shine and how you are going to be received by people, and the point that they're going to be able to actually find you because you don't have this weird ass cloud of fucked up people around you that have nothing but disdain for you. And you are doing it. Like, it feels like you're trapped at some points, but you are doing it. Yeah, I feel like so many interruptions with this reading, like in terms of flow. I feel like I'm constantly stuttering. At least I can breathe better, but I feel like there's just so much weird attack and pain and discomfort. And like I have this feeling and sense of being lost and alone. Primarily, I feel like you guys just feel like you're alone. And it's really sad. Like it's really sad. I want to cry. 'Cause you really wanted some friends and these people made you feel like you could have finally found some fucking friends for once. Um, you found yourself, you found your friends, you found your family. You can move on. You can actually fucking make of your like something of yourself is coming across as well. But no, they weren't there for you. They were there for themselves. But you got over it. You got over it. You've cleared, you've cleansed, you've found yourself again. You're realigning with who you truly are, and you are taking away all of the muck or the mob mentality that might have like brainwashed you to have certain quirks and traits and thoughts and gimmicks that weren't actually yours. They were just keeping you in these relationships. It was helping you be seen or recognized or approved of by these people, but they weren't ever approving of you. They were approving of you kind of like taking a knee or taking their stance, right? Or dressing like them, acting like them, being like them, supporting their ideas, but not really being yourself, not shining your colors. And I'm sorry because I feel like this is really painful for some of you. It's a hard realization to have, right? That everything you did, you thought you loved, but you didn't. I don't know why cult just came across. Take it for what it is, or you will. It could come in many different vibes or sorts or ways. Um, you were never actually a part of the cult, but the cult wanted you to be a part of the cult because you were a bit of a powerhouse and they couldn't do some shit without you. They needed you. They needed your energy. You were powerful, like a powerful manifester for them. But I feel like you couldn't like get in line. So, yeah. I mean, this kind of works even in a work context because I thought of like a work cult, right? Like a work mentality, like Wall Street, I guess, had this thing with drugs way back in the day. Apparently, they don't have it as much anymore, but literally, like high-end workers, even if they were high achievers, they were like high-end fucked up shit, like real hard shit, right? I don't even want to like mention the drugs, but real high-end bad shit like that you see on, people that are deep in the crap in the trenches in the streets. So it's kind of like whatever that cult was for you, you weren't ever a part of it. They wanted you to just feel that way. So my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. If you are crying, I send you out a big hug because I kind of just felt a little bit of that. This is building your whole new reality. Like this breakup, this whole thing is literally bridging you together with your real soul family, with who you really are. It's letting you connect and create with them. You're gonna have that dream come true. Your aspirations and desires of creating that new business, being a part of that work family, finding your partner and creating that home and like finding that community vibe and like best friend bases, whatever it is, right? It's coming. It's real. It is gonna happen for you. If you've never had it, but you've always wanted it, it's because it was always meant for you. It was just not these people, you know, they were in the way. You had to go through them to get through them, to bust through and to make your own life real and to leave this shit behind and to know your worth and who you are. Like, look at all of these colors. You know, like, those are the colors of your life, new creating and manifesting. Like this whole thing, these grids are always to me manifestational grids of reality and how the different threads make up our matrix, or our simulation or whatever, our lives, or energy interconnects and intermingles. This is like the different particles behind it. And this right here, uh, they are meeting. You just can't see it because it's all white. It's all completely white. But they meet here in the middle. They do meet here in the middle. It's just the same white on white, so you can't see it indefinitely. But it reminds me of that thing, that picture where it's like, I can't remember the name of that huge famous art piece, but I feel like you know the one I'm talking about, where it's kind of like someone from the clouds and someone from down up, right? Um, except here, I think it's like side to side, like people meeting each other from the just making it out of the same trenches, out of the same hardships, out of the same pain, out of the same isolation. Maybe it's in different colors. Maybe it's from different aspects. One is more emotional, the other one is more practical. Maybe it's the same, but the face of it is different, right? The real down to the detail like experiences are completely different, but the essence and the meaning and the feeling behind them is the same. And it's kind of like those worlds are meeting. They are being led together. You can't see the meeting point because it's supposed to be a surprise. And besides that, it's supposed to be kind of like life where it's like things, things sometimes happen when you don't feel like anything good can happen and you're at the bottom of everything that could have worked out against you just hitting rock bottom, right? Like it can't get any worse than this and it can't get any better. Like, da 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 da. When you want to narrate everything on the negative, but also there's maybe a feeling that's leading you on, or you keep following the signs, or you keep trusting yourself to weather the storm. You keep going through the last like ditch throws of life not working out just to actually end up at where you were always meant to, where it is a huge success, where you can actually breathe, you feel like you're at home, and you can decompress and reflect on the real journey and all of it that it has been. And I like how there's the sunlight now coming in and hitting everything. I mean, it's gonna look a bit crappy, but we're gonna go with it, because I feel like it's just on par with the message and with the pile here. If you're having some type of release currently and give into the feeling that good things can work out and happen, yeah, maybe you're gonna have a shitty argument this week or tomorrow or whatever, but also after that, you might actually have like a really good time. You don't know. Something good might happen for right now, if this is a somatic release or making you feeling like hopeful in some way or just like helping you breathe or grieve or come to terms with something, take it for what it is in the moment, you know? Because you just closed out a huge big thing and you chose yourself and you chose the path that was always meant for you to be happy. And it was after everyone literally was against you and kind of forced and pushed you to make the best out of your life and having it all come full circle somehow. And the uncertainty is like on par for this because this card is reversed. When I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. And these people were trying to create, and they still might be sending you this energy of like doubt, feeling worthless, like you can't make it out on your own, like you can't do anything that you want to do, not seeing your dreams clearly, your visions clearly. You don't even know what you want no more. You felt like you knew for a fact what you wanted to make of yourself or where you wanted to go and what you wanted to do, but now it's kind of like you're lost all over again. And you don't even have like those pipe dreams you were following or those big visions and ideas and desires for yourself. And it's because like literally these people kind of tried and fucked with that. It's gonna come back to you. It's just, you gotta really trust yourself in the process. Ask for signs from the universe. Let things come full circle. Keep like going through, keep looking after yourself and know that you are meeting these people. You're gonna achieve your dreams, and you're doing a lot of clearing and healing currently right now. If you can't start new things, if you feel like you're sleeping a lot, if you need to eat more, if you're kind of mostly just resting and not going out, if whatever it is that you're doing, that is self-care, deep self-care, right? Maybe your life is really slowed down. Maybe you're in between a jobs. I feel like this is kind of pertinent for in between a jobs people. It's gonna work out. It's just really important for you to realign with yourself, let this process happen, and, go through it and do it. Because on the other side, that's when everything's gonna be happening and starting up again. You're just gonna feel better after, I don't know, enough of life is gonna roll through. And that could be this month. It could be starting in May, if it's not the end of April. And if you're feeling like health hiccups or stuff like that, you're mostly fine. Go check in with a doctor if you feel like you want to or need to. This is for entertainment purposes only. But this is spirit telling you like you're fine. Those symptoms aren't anything bad, and like the doctors wouldn't really find anything anyway. So yeah, that was a biggie. Blessings to you. Keep that chin up. I feel like this is the most emotional, like sad and crying pile, and a little bit more in the I just feel like empty. But you're doing great. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen. You just need to like process all of this and let it come full circle. So, ask for signs, ask for help from the divine, from your guides. Eat healthy, sleep enough, look after yourself. Be as cozy and comfy and cuddly and like supportive and compassionate with yourself as you can be, and love all of those parts that are currently hurting. Like love them. Love them, love them, love them. You really need a lot of love right now. And honestly, like it comes from us first, and only then can other people love us as much as we, want to experience that within relationships. But you yourself, you only need your own love currently. Um, yeah, that is just like a helpful message. It's not me teaching anyone about anything. Um, it's surprising how much self-love can help in the moment when you shift your perspective or when you place your hands on where it hurts and you actually like send love and prosperity or peace or some type of reprieve, or when you kind of like sit with the feelings that you have that are kind of like heavy, painful, or a lot, and you let them happen with just love and acceptance. At the end of the day, that's all we want in life, right? We want love and acceptance for who we are, what we're going through, how we're feeling. And we can provide that to ourselves. It's just easy to forget. It's easy not to do. It's easy to miss. So yeah, good things are happening and coming soon. Keep going, and I'm sending you a lot of love and compassion and care. And I hope this has helped. And yeah, let me know by, just leaving a thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Peace out.